So you're Rodney from the Virtua Fighter community. So hailing from New York.
Yup, New York.
So where is the competition in Virtua Fighter? I mean, like what? Like
competition in Virtua Fighter, man. Competition in Virtua Fighter. Well, if you're in the U.S., it's all over the goddamn place. That's the problem. There's really no one designated spot, man. I mean, we got a lot of players in New York City, so I'm very fortunate to have that. But and we're scattered all over the place, man. There's really no one designated spot, you know.
So let me ask you a question. How do you feel about this upcoming Virtua Fighter 5?
I can't say I hate it. I can't say I like it. I mean, to me, they obviously they just built off of VF4. I mean, it looks kind of the same the way the system is. They just added some new innovation. So it's just a matter of getting my hands on it and then making the call. I can't knock it till I try it, you know. But so far, it looks pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens when I get my hands on it.
Nice. So basically, I mean, Virtua Fighter community isn't as large as some of the other games. K Group, dude,
Yo.
you're breathing into the phone.
I am not.
You are breathing into the phone, man.
Oh shit! I'll take it off for a second.
Okay. All right. All right. I was going to ask. What was I going to ask? Something about Virtua Fighter, I bet. Anyway, why should people get involved with Virtua Fighter? You know, if you
because it's the best goddamn game ever created. Period.
Better than Tekken?
Way better than Tekken, man. What is Tekken? What is that shit, man? You just dance around all day and just like hit 1-2 all day. I mean, game is stupid. But I'm not gonna truly diss it because there's a lot of Tekken heads out there, and even I play it every once in a while. But I'm just you want a game that's 100% deep, you know, and fun to play. VF, man, that's the way to go. The only thing is, VF has a really high learning curve that a lot of people get turned away from it. You know, nobody wants to sit there and play the same character for like 6 months before they can actually consider themselves to be real good with them, you know, or her. That's the problem with VF. Has an extremely high learning curve. I mean, think about it. People been playing Street Fighter for the last, like, you know, like 10 years, but they still can run shit that we've been doing way back in, like, the fucking 90s and shit. Why? Because, I don't know, Street Fighter's just fucking broken. In VF, you can't run the same shit all the time, man. You get fucked up. But, I mean, that applies to Tekken, too. But as far as, like, balance goes, I just think VF is overall the best game ever created, period.
Is Sarah still in Virtua Fighter?
Sarah is still in Virtua Fighter, and I can't wait to get my hands on her in
That
VF
was my
Fighter.
favorite.
That bitch looks insane.
My closest encounter with Virtua Fighter was playing Fighters Megamic on Saturn.
I played that, too.
Man, I
sucked at it, but I played it.
I mean, I kicked the shit out of everybody. I'm like, take these 10-inch boots. You know, I was killing people with that shit. So,
yeah, well, you'll like Sarah in the next VF. She looks real interesting, man.
Well, I just call her Christina, actually.
Christina? What an insult, man. You can't be insulting her like that, man.
No, because she looks like Christina Applegate. I swear she does.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about some other whack-ass broad.
No.
Don't diss my girl.
No. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that. Man, so,
nah,
I mean...
but I mean, like, but what's up, though, man? What's this show all about, man? I mean, this, you know, first time I ever called it, I don't even know what it's about, you know.
Well,
got an IM, and they were asking me to call y'all.
All right.
What's going on?
Well, the show is about, you know, basically it's a medium for fighting game enthusiasts to get on and just, you know, if they want to blow off some steam, if they want to, you know, do some shout-outs, if they want to represent the community, they want to talk about a particular idea, whatever. It's for the fighting game community. That's what it's all about.
I see.
And
well, shit. Let me give a shout-out before I forget. Then I want to give a shout-out to each and every gamer all around the whole United States who just love gaming. That's it.
That's good. That's it. It's like
I'm not trying to diss nobody or whatever, you know. But just want to give a shout out to every gamer out there. Just keep doing what you do.
All right. I mean, hey, you know what? I even got my computer listening on this shit. What do you think, computer? You think this is? You like what he said? You like what he said?
Good shit.
Okay, so he likes it too. He likes it too. All right. I mean, but what's your suggestion for people who want to get into Virtua Fighter? Because you remarked about the high learning curve.
What's my suggestion for people who are new and want to get into VF? Well, I would just say don't get discouraged. I mean, because of the high learning curve, they'll feel that, they're just kind of getting picked on, like they can't win, but that's not the case. I mean, you just got to keep going with it. After a while, something clicks. But that goes for any game, though. I mean, any game you play for a matter of time, something will eventually click, and you'll just start to, you'll start to win. But the thing about VF, since it has a high learning curve, a lot of people should not worry about combos and shit like that first. They should just worry about learning the system of the game, which you should do for any game.
Mm-hmm.
Learn the system, learn how to fight in the system. Combos, anybody can do combos, man, in any game. It's not hard. If you're a gamer, combos should be the last thing you worry about. Learn to fight, learn to win. Everything else will follow.
So if you could summarize the gameplay as far as the mechanics, how would you summarize Virtua Fighter's gameplay? What about the gameplay that separates it from the rest?
What about the gameplay that separates it from the rest? Well, I kind of hate to make this comparison, but I guess I'm going to have to.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't pull no punches.
Let's compare it to Dead or Alive. Oh, man. Some people think that's the greatest game in the whole fucking world.
You know what?
You know what?
Before you get into that, I like to say that Dead or Alive does have 100 grand tournaments each year. I mean, that's
okay. It does. And I'm gonna do my best not to diss it completely. But the thing about Dead or Alive that I hate is the fact that there's too many different goddamn versions of a stun. You only need like one or two at the most. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you get stunned, and people will jab you to kind of keep you in the stun. Then, of course, they put you in a 50-50 state. Either you're going to counter out of it or you're going to get punished. Mm-hmm. So because they know you're going to counter out of it, they'll just delay their move or a throw or whatever the case may be to kind of just keep you in this sort of infinite stun state. In VF, you get stunned, you can get out of that shit very easy. Spin the stick like you would in DOA, and then you have a whole bunch of option selects after you've recovered. Wait a minute, you can't recover. You be spinning that stick all day, you still stun, you keep getting hit. The game is stupid. You just got to counter out of it. I just think that's dumb. I think it's totally dumb. And then there are so many characters in that game that cannot hold their own. If you lose it, pick a random ninja. You'll win. So, I don't know. But I don't want to bash the away. But the thing about VF that I like the most is the fact the way the system designs. I mean, there's so many ways to get out of a situation. And then on top of that, people are always finding new ways to do something within the system. So, I mean, the game is like, as far as strategy goes, it seems almost infinite. And that's what I love about it. I mean, I wasn't always a big, VF head. I used to play everything. I used to play Mortal Kombat. I still play everything. Play Mortal Kombat, play Street Fighter, play Dead or Alive, other random stuff on PS2 or Xbox, but I don't know. One day, I would just happen to be watching high-level VF play, and I've never looked back ever since.
By the way, a funny question. One person asked, what kind of gun did you use to get your arcade to get Virtua Fighter? Seriously.
What kind of gun? Actually, we didn't use a gun. We bought the machine ourselves.
You bought it for?
We love the game. The people of New York City all the VF players love the game so much that ever since Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, we've all been chipping in our own hard-earned money to buy the next revision.
For the arcade?
Only reason, and for the arcade, yes.
Wow.
For the arcade. That's how much we love the game.
So, what do the managers think of you?
Huh?
What do the managers think of you?
I mean, they think we're probably crazy and stupid, but what do they care? They're getting 50% of the revenue, or probably more. I mean, I'm not the one who worked out the deal on pen and paper with them, but I mean, what do they care? They're getting paid for us to put our machine in their space. Mm-hmm. But we love the game that much that's what we did, and we did it for each and every revision. We even went all out, like for Virtua Fighter 4 Final Tune. We even went all out and got card readers. Some of us set up accounts in Japan, and we got our own ring names, got our characters decorated. I mean, we went all out for it. I mean, that's how much we love the game, and we always welcome everybody. I mean, we want everybody to be a part of the community. We don't shit on nobody.
So you guys chipping in,
whatever. Huh?
You guys chipping in for Virtua Fighter 5?
The way it's looking, from what the information we gathered, it's pretty much going to be impossible for us to get Virtua Fighter 5. But if we could, we most likely will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's looking pretty possible. Sega ain't feeling us, man. They not feeling us. They pretty much want to keep that shit only in Japan, which kind of sucks.
You think
looks like we'll be playing the PlayStation 3 version here in the good old U.S. of A.
Yeah. All right, we got some questions here that people want to ask.
What's the question?
Okay, this dude doesn't have a question. Well, okay, what arcade do you play at? Someone wants to ask.
To be honest, actually, I haven't been to the arcade in a long time. But normally, if I do go, I go to either Chinatown Fair, or I go to this place called Web 2 Zone, which is where our machine is.
Okay.
Web 2 Zone is like down in Union Square area, and of course everybody knows where CTF is if you live in New York. So, but I haven't been out and about too much, 'cause right now I signed up for school, and then I work, Monday through Friday, and, so I don't really have that much time. And then as far as gaming goes, I just get my quick fix of whatever on Xbox Live. That's about it.
How do you feel about it being exclusive only to PlayStation 3? At least for the time being.
Personally, I was praying to the gods that it would come out for the 360, because I really didn't want to, I don't want to dish out $650 plus the cost of controllers, plus the cost of the game, just for a damn PS3. So, but it looks like that's what I'm gonna have to do, because I love the game. So, it's pretty much what probably the majority of us who can afford the system is gonna do, just so we can play VF5. So I'm not too happy about it, because I really am not interested in the PS3. But the moment VF drops, yeah, I'll probably be picking up one.
Nice.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to start playing Virtua Fighter, what character do you recommend they take up?
I would recommend Sarah, Jackie, or Sarah, Jackie. I wouldn't recommend Lei Fei. They say Lei Fei is a beginner character, but he'll just confuse somebody who's probably never played VF. So I just recommend Sarah or Jackie. Or maybe Leon or someone. If you're a person who has a strong defense, then I would recommend like Jeffrey.
When they start to play Virtua Fighter, obviously besides learning the players' moves, the characters' moves, what should they learn about the gameplay first?
Like I said, you should just concentrate on the system, knowing, when to dodge, when not to dodge, learning how to do things like, throw, escape, defend, dodge, throw, escape, defend, those type of things. Those are all things within the system that they should perfect before they even really think about, like I said, doing combos and stuff like that. Because, combos in VF, they're not complex, but they can kind of be complex, because anyone who plays VF knows that there's specific combos depending on foot stance. So if you're trying to, pay attention to foot stance while you're actually learning the game and trying to fight, it's just going to, kind of discourage you. You're just going to think like, oh, this game's too hard, or it's just too stupid. So they should just, learn the system first. Mm-hmm. Like I said, but that applies to any game. You learn the system first, combos will follow. Combos should always come last. But everyone's so spoiled by MVC2 and all those X-Men versus Street Fighter games. They want to just jump in and pull out like a 20-hit, 30-hit combo right off the bat. I mean, fortunately, VF doesn't have 20-hit combos. So you shouldn't even really be worrying about trying to string together the biggest combo you can possibly do with each character.
Is there a tutorial or a fact they can listen to. Actually, we have someone joining the conversation. Hold on. Hello?
Oh, that's cool. Tutorial or fact? Well, within the game itself, like VF4 Evo has probably one of the most extensive tutorials I think I've ever seen in any fighting game. So
Where?
Within the game itself. Just go to training mode and...
Yeah, I heard it. When I play Virtua Fighter, I can tell you that one of my friends, he's from, I don't know if he hang out on RSC, but there's a friend from St. Louis. His name is Tim. I used to play with him, and he bought the Virtua Fighter 4 board for $3,000.
Yeah, I know Tim.
Yeah,
I know Tim.
and hold on for a second. I bought the board. He bought the board, and we played it. I just couldn't get a handle on it. I couldn't understand the game because, okay, first of all, I'm a 2D. My mind thinks in 2D terms, and it's hard to remember that, to translate that into a 3D fighting environment. So, so that was
your mind definitely thinks in 3D, but you think in fighting games in 2D. That's a limitation.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm retarded.
3D is not for everyone. I mean, sorry to say that, but it's not. I mean, like, for some reason, I'm better at 3D games than I am at 2D games. But I played 2D games all my life until I started playing VF. But I don't know how it worked out that way, but I'm way better at playing a 3D game than I am a 2D game. I mean, I go to Chinatown and play Third Strike. I mean, I'm just getting beat up, ran through all, wherever. But I learned Tekken or VF or Soul Calibur, whatever. I usually can hold my own. So, I don't know. I guess, to each his own, Everybody has a place, whatever genre it is they're trying to tackle. Yeah, but, as far as a fact or whatever, everybody, if you're trying to play VF, you should know about VirtuaFighter.com. I mean, you go there, you're going to find a community that's going to welcome you with open arms, regardless of who you are. So there's lots of information there on the site. Just create a profile, make a post, and I mean, people will help you out any way that they can, just as long as you use the search button first. Because everybody will stress that to you in any forum. Use the search button first. After that, people will help you with whatever you need to know.
All right, we have a rather interesting question someone posed. He says, do you feel that Virtua Fighter and Soul Calibur being taken away from EVO in 2005 has hurt the community as far as local tournaments, considering a lot of people will only play fighters that are at Evolution? And how do you think the tournament scene is going to be like when Virtua Fighter 5 probably comes back to Evolution in 2007, I should say?
I know some people are probably going to hate me for this, but I can't say not having VF5 at Evolution was a bad thing. I mean, those guys, Evolution is, sure, they're doing it for the gamers, but at the same time, it's kind of like a business, I mean, why keep, a can of soup on your shelf that is not going to sell? I mean, you can use that space for something else. So I can kind of understand why those guys probably didn't want to do it. But I think those guys, as gamers, and they want to make Evolution bigger and better each and every year, should sometimes, have the decency to cater to the smaller crowd. Even if they know it's not really going to make such an impact. Because, there was a lot of people, on VirtuaFighter.com and people on IRC who actually were hoping for this and they wanted to go. But, it didn't happen, It's weird because usually the people who play VF, they play it hardcore. And, it takes so much out of you mentally, physically, and it's pretty much the only game you play. Because, like I said, you're playing one character for a long period of time, before you perfect him, master him, whatever you want to call it. So I think those guys should have put it there, but I can understand why they didn't. Mm-hmm. As far as VF5, when that comes out, I think now that, of course it looks prettier. Eye candy always attracts people, so it looks prettier. And, with the PlayStation 3's power, it's going to be like arcade perfect. And then also they added more flashy things, the bounce combos, little combo meter. I think with all that element and stuff, it's going to attract more people.
Do you think that's going to dilute the greatness of Virtua Fighter?
I don't think it's going to dilute the greatness of Virtua Fighter. I think, and I hope it will actually, strengthen the community and make it bigger.
Right,
make it a lot bigger. The only thing I'm worried about is the people who are part of the Virtua Fighter community. And I know tons of them. I mean, all over the United States. We're pretty mature type of community. Regardless if the person's young or the person's older. I mean, I myself, I guess you could say I'm a veteran. I'm not one of the original veterans, but been around for a long time. I'm worried about the immaturity that will come with it, because there's always some immaturity that comes with any gaming community, and our community has been working for us the way it is, so we're just kind of worried about, like, people who want to come in and try to change it, or, those are the things that I'm worried about. If it's not broken, why try to fix it?
Mm-hmm.
But I pray and I hope that when VF5 drops, it'll, the community will get bigger.
Well, there's a lot of people. I don't know if you heard. I don't know how long you've been listening to the radio station, but I had Alex Valle.
No, actually, tonight is my first night.
Was you on when I had Alex Valle on here?
No.
He said he was going to get on Virtua Fighter like 5 like flies on shit.
I can believe that. I mean, Valle has been playing a lot of Tekken, and stuff like that. So, and I know way back in like the VF3 days, he used to play VF3.
Right.
So, I was kind of shocked that he didn't really put any effort towards VF. I mean, I know a lot about those guys. I don't compete like they do. I mean, I kind of wish I had the talent they had to compete. I probably would. But still, as a gamer, I kind of keep tabs on what they're doing and stuff.
Well,
like
he
that.
said there's no competition, like no real serious competition, not the competition.
Maybe where he is, there probably isn't, and I can understand that. And then that's what I mean about the VF community. We're scattered too far apart. You got like 3 people in one part of Cali, then you got like 2 in another part of Cali, and then we got like even here in New York, we got like 3 or 4 in Manhattan. There's like 5 in Queens. Even trying to just get together in New York City sometimes, it's tough, So we just usually designate like one day a week where it's just VF. Everyone shows up at like 5, and we just play till pretty much they kick us out. I mean, I can't tell you how many sessions like I've gone to after the arcade's closed, where we go back to someone's house and we sit there and we'll play from like 1 in the morning till like 10 a.m. And then you kind of wake up after 2 hours of sleep. You should be going home, but we turn it on and just start playing again. So, Alex is right that really there isn't too much competition, and so I don't blame him for skipping out on it. But I really hope he does play VF5. It'll be interesting because I don't really play too many of the games he's into, and I've always wanted to go against him as a fierce competitor.
He went so far to say that he would even drop other games for this one. Not drop.
I hope he does.
Drop,
but
he means focus his attention.
Like I said, it's always been my dream to kind of go up against him as a fierce competitor. I don't have the talent to do that in any of those Street Fighter games, but I've competed against him in at those events before. But I just get scraped. I'm no match for those guys. But it's fun for me because I just like competition. So win or lose, I try to go to as many tournaments as I can.
Do you think?
So I hope he drops a lot of stuff to play it. I hope a lot of people. I don't want anyone to give up what they're into, but I do hope a lot of people, do get into VF. I think, it'll be good.
You know what? Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Evolution made a mistake? Well, okay. Here's the thing about it is, you said earlier that you understood why they didn't include Virtua Fighter for Evolution because, of course, the scene is not really that big in the United States, but couldn't they help, if they want to become known as the world, Evolution, championship of fighting games, they should have Virtua Fighter there because of the scene. I mean, it's the most popular fighting game in Japan, bar none.
And that's where I was getting at. Like I said, I understand why they didn't do it, but still, to cater to gamers, because that's what they're trying to do. They're catering to gamers, so they need to cater to all gamers. They should have held some sort of official VF tournament.
Well, I mean, it's almost a dead issue, a moot issue, because I really do think that Virtua Fighter 5 will be Evolution next year. So
I'm pretty sure it will be.
And and Tekken 6, depending on when it comes out. And how do you feel? How do you feel about? Maybe you won't feel about this one way or the other, but how do you feel about, Dead or Alive 4, for example? Having multiple tournaments for $100,000. You'd be like,
how do I feel about it? I think it's great. I know DOA 4 kind of struggled to get some publicity. I mean, when it first came out, it was like the hottest thing to play. I know me, I was fiending for my copy, man. I was calling fucking GameStop every day, like, what the fuck? I paid for this shit. When's it coming? Finally I got my hands on it. I played it and I played it and I played it. I mean, I even called out of work a couple times just to play it. So I'm very happy it's getting the publicity that it deserves, and I hope it keeps growing. If I had the time, I probably would come out there and try to compete for $100,000 or whatever. And I know Perfect Legend. I don't know him as long as I know some of the other guys, but I know him quite well. And I talk to him online every once in a while on MSN, and I personally am very happy that he won Evolution this year. And personally, I hope he takes the $100,000. When the next tournament comes.
I think he's going to have more competition because I think the word has gotten out.
I mean, when you got money like that involved, fuck, everybody's going to come out the woodwork. Like I said, even myself, if I had the time, I probably would show up and try to win that $100,000 too. But, unfortunately, I don't. I don't have the time to sit there and dedicate to DOA. And I don't understand the system of the game like those guys do. I don't. And that's the key to winning. Like I said, even about VF, you've got to know the system very well. If you know it very well, you can win. If you don't know it very well, they exploit you, and they play with you. I know. That's how I feel sometimes when I'm on live and I'm going up against like Hayabusa. To me, it feels like he's just fucking doing some random shit, but they just understand the system so much better than me. It's easy to kind of just toy with me and win.
So is it really true that tiers don't exist in Virtua Fighter?
Tiers exist in every game. Everybody knows that. They exist in every game. But the thing about VF is that every character literally has the potential to win. And yes, you can say that is true for every game. But let's take Third Strike, for example. Sean does not have the potential to win, period. Okay? In VF, that does not exist. Every character has the potential to win. And that's what I love about the game. Sure, one character can slaughter a certain character. That always exists in the game. It can't be helped, But still, the character has the potential to win. And I love Third Strike. I was a big fan of Sean in Second Impact, and I just was so hurt when he just basically turned the shit. As a matter of fact, I remember it was way back, like this was it was a long time ago. This is like when Third Strike was still pretty much new, and the Midwest thing in Chicago used to be really big, and that's when I kind of, really, spoke to Valle and all those guys once. And I remember I was playing with Sean, and, I wouldn't give up. This is all like casual match. I'm playing. And so finally, I figured, let me go ask the great Alex Valle, what do I need to do to win? And I remember at one point he said to me, he was like, just don't play Sean, that wasn't his exact words, but he was just like, if you want to win, he's like, you can't play Sean, come on, and that kind of sucks, because everybody picks a character that kind of, there's some sort of connection with yourself to that character, something about him that applies to you, that you like, whether it be his, his look, his hair, I don't know, his special moves or whatever. That's the way you pick a character, unless, you're all about winning, then you're just going to pick the strongest character no matter what. I'm not like that. I try to pick a character that works around the way I like to fight. And Sean is just put together so poorly in Third Strike compared to the way he was in Second Impact that, really, the guy wasn't lying. You just can't win with him, man. You struggle no matter what, because you may, land a few hits and get ahead, but one super or one mistake, and he's done. You can't even do a hurricane kick without getting punished. It's just stupid, man.
I heard that he gets negative frames.
Yeah,
for like
he does a hurracane
any special.
Kick, and it's
how do
hitting
you get
you.
Negative frames?
It's hitting, and the motherfucker can get punished. It's stupid to me. It's
How can you get
absolutely
negative
stupid.
frames even if he hit the person?
That's what I'm saying.
So,
and in
well,
VF, shit like that doesn't exist.
Well, my question is, what? Oh, okay, go ahead.
There's some moves, you just got to use as hit confirms. There's some moves you just don't do. Like Alex is saying, he's saying you can win with Sean in third strike because there's parries. Yeah, man, like you can do a lot with parries if you.
Well,
just...
I mean, of course, if you're psychic, yeah. But I mean, but I'm saying if you if you take that away, because parrying, of course, is reading your opponent. That's all it is. I mean, you read the opponent or you read what's coming next. You can parry, of course. But okay, let's strip that away. What is he gonna do?
I don't know, man. I don't play Sean. That guy sucks.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I was gonna say.
You strip that away, and he stands zero chance. Zero. That's just poor, man. That's just poor. And after all these years that Third Strike's been out, Capcom has done nothing about it. I mean, damn, can a black brother get some love? I mean,
he was good in one version and then he was bad in the next.
He was too good in one version. Not good, too good. You can't be better than the heroes, man. And he was better than the heroes. Yeah. So I guess they had the cannon.
The way that you were talking about picking characters, I have a habit. Every time I pick a character in a game, you might call it a habit or I call it a talent, but some people might call it a curse. Because when I pick a character, it's just always the worst character in the game, or somebody that's just bottom ass.
It's funny because I'm kind of that way too. I always tend to pick the character that's pretty much towards the bottom. It's not intentional, but that's usually how it works out. So
I picked Zappa the first time
pain.
I played Guilty Gear.
I share your pain.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up. So that's why I picked Lion in Virtua Fighter, and then I heard from somebody who was like, "Yeah, man, he's pretty low tier." I was like, "Yeah, that kind of sucks." But then I saw who's the guy, Chibita. That's the guy that plays Lion, himself. Right? That he used to play Lion, right?
No, he still plays him.
Yeah, so then I saw that guy, and I'm like, oh shit, he's winning with my character. I thought that guy sucks, and they're like, yeah, he does suck, but, he's just really good.
Yeah, that's what I mean about VF, is like, if you know the system very well, any character can win. I mean, sure.
Yeah, guy had like a 90-plus win percent.
Leon is not ranked that low, but, I mean, sure, he's not that high, but with creativity, understanding the system, he can win very easily.
Who are the worst ranked characters in Virtua Fighter 4?
In Virtua Fighter 4, I believe it's Go is the worst ranked. And I really couldn't tell you what the order is. I never really paid attention to it.
So who's good with Go?
Huh?
Who's good with Go? Who's the best Go player?
Who's good with Go here in the United States?
Who's the best Go player in the world? Who's the best Go?
In the world? I really don't know.
Are there any good Go players?
There are a lot of good Go players in Japan. I remember the only one I can think off the top of my head, his name was Ebi. I met him before when I went to Japan, but I didn't get a chance to play against him. Yeah, and it's weird. When you go to Japan and play, man, you are humbled. It's just, I mean, it's an eye-opening experience when you go to an All-Akira tournament and you got like there's an 8 and a 10-year-old that can literally mop the floor with you. I mean, it's
nice.
Humbling.
Hey, listen, I don't know. I know, like, me and probably a lot of the listeners, we don't really know much about the Virtua Fighter tournament scene in the States. So can you tell us, like, what are like maybe the 3 major tournaments and who's been winning those, who's consistent in the scene, like who's real good, who are the people to look out for? I don't know anything about the Virtua
U.S. players?
Yeah, in the U.S.
As far as U.S. players, well, we had a lot of people that kind of came and went, I guess because it kind of died down in their city. But as far as players, well, I got to give my boy the most props no matter what. Adam Yuki. He plays Jeffrey, and either you're going to hate him or you're probably going to hate him. 'Cause the boy, his defense is it's just sick, man. It's disgusting. I mean, you can't throw him, can't hit him. I mean, you miss a throw, he's going to throw you. I mean, he's like a fucking steel wall, man. I mean, he is definitely a force to be reckoned with. He is by far, I would think, my greatest adversary as far as U.S. players go, because, I mean, some days he gets in your head, and I mean, literally, I just can't beat him. Other strong players is my roommate. He goes by the name of Ghetto Shun. Everybody knows him as Nelson. He used to play Shun in like VF3, VF2, but in VF4 he played Vanessa. And then he kind of got bored because, you know, the scene was a little smaller than what it is now, so he just kind of quit, took up a couple other hobbies. But he'll most likely be back in VF5. Then you got...
that hobby wouldn't include World of Warcraft, would it?
No.
Okay.
He actually got into like music, learning to play the drums, the bass. Started getting more serious about art and stuff like that. So, you know, no World of Warcraft. Even I stay away from that, man. That's no. I'm not ready to lose my life. Other players. There's a lot of fierce people here in New York, man. You know, you got Kazu. He's Japanese, but he's going to be going back to Japan probably in January.
Is Akira like the Ryu of Virtua Fighter?
Akira is... I wouldn't say he's like the Ryu of Virtua Fighter, no.
Okay.
I would
like
say Jackie
Fighter.
is more like the Ryu of Virtua Fighter.
Oh, okay.
And I guess everyone associates him as the Ryu of Virtua Fighter just because of the gi, but no, I wouldn't say he is. Because Akira is very easy to use, in my opinion, very hard to win with. Until you reach a certain level. Then it becomes easier. But in the beginning, it can be really hard to win with him. Because everything he does is so linear, so you can just dodge. Just dodge. I mean, doesn't matter. I mean, some moves, of course, you have to dodge the right direction, but pretty much you just dodge. And so if you dodge at the right time, you can punish him. So, yes, you know, he's kind of hard to win with until you reach a certain level. Then, you know, then once you learn to play some mind games, that's where the fun with him, you know, kicks in.
We got a question if you ever played against L.A. Akira or Kevin, the Jeffrey player from NorCal, any of the California players?
I don't really know too many of the Cali players because I've only been to Cali once. So I really can't say. The only Cali people I know I played against for sure was like Spotlight, or he goes by the name of Kira Love now, but he's originally from New York, but he's been living in L.A. for, I don't know, maybe the last 10 years or so. Then it's a guy who plays and trains with him named Andy, and then the rest of them, I only met them once, and it was like briefly, you know, so I really can't remember their names. So it's possible I might have played against LM Akira, but, you know, like I said, I don't really remember.
And what's the biggest Virtua Fighter tournament?
The biggest Virtua Fighter tournament?
In the States.
I can't say the U.S. really has one, so we would have to say EVO was that biggest Virtua Fighter tournament. I think it was EVO 2K5 or was it 2K4? I can't remember. But I know New York City is about to throw a tournament, so if anybody's interested, please come to New York City. I believe it's from November 17th till November 19th. We're just going to have like a get-together. People from across the U.S. are going to bring their arcade boards of Virtua Fighter Final Tune. So if anybody ever wanted to try the game, whatever, come down. I'm not sure if everything's going to be set up on free play. I don't see why it wouldn't. Probably be set up on free play. Come down for the weekend and just
if they play Virtua Fighter for Final Tune, you know, how much would you think that would carry over to Virtua Fighter 5?
A lot of it.
A lot of it.
Because all the moves in that are in Final Tune exist in VF5. And like I said, VF5 built off of the VF4 system, you know, so it's just a matter of learning the new dodge, and then, you know, the different attacks out of the new dodge. Learning some moves, like you may have more variation on it. Like Akira has this move where you do toward punch plus kick, and then you can either do a follow-up P once the first move hits. Well, now in like Virtua Fighter 5, after you do the toward P plus K, you can actually like dodge after it connects. You know, I think even if it doesn't connect, you can still like dodge up, you know, into or out of the screen. So you just learn like the new variations of certain moves. But as far as for the experience, I would highly recommend that people play a lot of VF4, whether it's Evolution or Final Tune, because you know VF5 is built from that. So if you're looking to get into the game and you don't want to be behind, and run down to your local game store, pick up a copy of Evolution. It's probably like $10, you know, because not too many people buy it. Or if you got a modded system, download that shit. I don't care. Just get a copy, start playing it. And the training mode is so good that it shows you combos for like pretty much all situations, all foot stances, whether stuff hits for a low float or a high float, shows you everything. All the high damaging combos, it's all right there in the training mode if you ever need to know. All the lingo that's, you know, people use when it comes to VF, it's all right there on the PS2 disc, everything.
Wow.
There's a glossary that explains
I don't
everything.
see why. I don't.
Yeah,
see
the training mode is crazy.
It's
that should
insane,
be a
man.
staple
Even me,
in fighting
even
games.
me, to this day, I still use that training mode. To this day, I still
We got
use
videos of top players, matches, actual match videos, right there
Yeah.
for you of a top player for every character.
Yeah.
But I'm just going. That should be a staple. Just like there's a
For
staple
games, I agree.
for a fighting game. That should
That
not be
requires
a
acknowledgement of the scene that most companies don't have. You know, most
Yeah.
companies don't even acknowledge a fighting game scene so much that they could go as far as to take the top players and put videos of them on the actual disc, or you know, take the lingo, wave dashing, you know, footsies for them to explain that, all of that they would have to. They don't even want to give money. They don't even want to sponsor tournaments.
That's true. That's true. The
Yep.
closest I've seen it for a 2D
Think it has
fighting game was like
arcades.
Guilty Gear. Like Guilty Gear 1.5, like you should like shows you how to do certain combos and stuff like that. But it never shows you any trash strategies. And sure enough, didn't have any top level matches on it. But is it? Someone asked, is it true that Kage is the most played character in the series?
I would say so. Yeah, Kage, Lau, Jackie, it's probably between those three. But right now, from the way VF5 looks like Kage is the most played character. You fucking see him everywhere.
Nice.
You know, it's all the new stances he got, you know, kind of like DO84 first came out, you know, Hayabusa has all the teleporting and stuff like that, you know. Everybody played Hayabusa, you know, so Kage looks like a lot of fun. I've never really been a Kage player, but I can assure you when VF5 comes out, I will somehow have him under my belt somewhere. Maybe like a secondary or a third.
I forgot
like
about that. When the character changed styles, are they moves completely different?
No, not really. A lot of things stay the same, but, you know, certain things may change. Or certain things may get something added to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I mean, it's, you know what's interesting though, it seems like that, like in certain fighting games, like every 3D fighter has like its strengths. Like I look at Soul Calibur, I've never seen a 3D fighter move so smoothly as Soul Calibur, flow so smoothly.
I agree. I agree.
I've never seen a training mode like Virtua Fighter. And then and I haven't seen like as far as what was I gonna say? As far as what was I gonna say about Tekken? I mean, I forgot what I was gonna say about Tekken. But anyway, it's thing like this. I mean, Mortal Kombat. I was gonna say that Mortal Kombat, even though you might want to object to that being called a 3D fighter, you know, has the best one-player mode.
Mortal Kombat has the best story, and I think Mortal Kombat has the best story, and Tekken has the best endings.
Yes.
By the way, Dave from Empire
But like
says
story and endings, it's a fucking fighting game, piece of shit.
Dave
That's
from
the best
Empire,
fighting,
what did he
bitches.
say?
Yeah, he just says what's up. He's been practicing Jackie and Pi, and he's gonna be stopping by
that's
Web
what's
2
up. Tell
Zone
him
soon.
tell him if he need help. He already know how to get a hold of me. So I help him. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. That's one thing. Like it kind of like pisses me off a little bit is when someone says like, I want to learn VF, but like there's no one there to help me. It just that kind of annoys me because, like I said, the VF community, no matter where you go, I mean, you could end up in Kansas, Ohio, wherever.
I'm in Ohio.
They're gonna welcome you with open arms. They're gonna help you because we have such a love for the game that we want more people to play it. I mean, you have guys have no idea how bad we want this community to flourish. I mean, so wherever you are, I mean, whoever's out there right now listening to this, and you want to learn the game, I'm just telling you, man, go to virtuafighter.com, make yourself a profile, and just ask. Come on IRC to pound VF home. Just ask. Send me an IM. I'll even give you my email address. It's Kanjo-san. It's Kanjo_SAN@hotmail.com. Send me a private IM. I'll help you. I mean, we want people to be a part of this game so bad. Because really, once you get past that learning curve, the game is so beautiful, man. I mean, playing mind games with people, learning all the different strategies, it's infinite. It's such a beautiful game. It's infinite.
Dave says that he owes you for those law ass beatings you gave him from neutral ground.
Yeah, my scrubby law tactics. I suck at Tekken, but as a gamer who loves competition, I try to play everything, man. But I'm no good at Tekken, man. But I was good enough to whoop his ass, so I'm happy with that.
Cool. Is there anything else that you wanted to say to everybody?
Let me see. Well, I already asked people, if they want to come down to, play some VF in November, please. The information is there on virtuafighter.com also. If you want to go there and check it out. And, I just hope everyone, plays a little with VF5. At least give the game a shot. Man.
Oh, I think that Virtua Fighter 5 is going to be high. I think that you're going to see a lot of people. I think it's really going to attract people because of all the elements that they put into it. Because I think Sega purposely, kind of went out and tried to find the little eye candy things that would attract people from, who play different things. Is it? I mean, you know what? Based on what I've seen of the training mode and all of that. Don't you get the sense that the people, the programmers, or at least the producers, the designers, are really, really big fans of the game?
I think so too, because I know during Virtua Fighter 4 when it was in development early and stuff, there were some of the producers and stuff. They actually played the game, so that probably does help. When you have a love for the game like that. But I think the problem with a lot of these companies is kind of like what this guy was saying earlier. They don't want to kind of go all out. They want to get the product out to you, but
that guy's Ski Sonic, by the way. That's Ski Sonic.
Ski Sonic, yeah.
Sonic.
They don't want to give you anything extra. But Sega, I think, understands that VF is their bread and butter. So to keep the fans happy, they kind of go all out. That's why they do all these national tournaments, and they're already prepping for a VF5 national tournament that's going to happen in November, and I can't remember the exact date, but you
need to give me that information so I can get that out.
I don't remember. Here, let me look it up for you guys right now because it's on the front page of virtuafighter.com.
Okay.
And what we're all hoping for, which is what they've done in the past, is when the tournament happens, they do a live broadcast, via the internet.
Oh, okay.
So, we're all up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, cheering for our favorite player that happens to be in the tournament. And, we're all on IRC at the same time while we're streaming it, just chatting about the matches. So if anyone wants to see a high-level match, hopefully Sega will stream it again like they did the last 2 or 3 times. And, you guys, watch it. I totally recommend you watch it. Just be responsible, plan ahead so, you don't miss work or whatever because you're going to be up at 2, 3 in the morning watching this tournament. So let me see.
By the way, someone wanted to confirm, is Kanjo as in K as in kite, ANJO _ S as in Sally, AN at hotmail.com?
I didn't get all that because somebody was trying to call me, so it was beeping. What? Start over?
It says your email, just confirming it for someone. That's Kanjo, that's K with a kite, ANJO _
No, K-O.
KONJO.
KONJOU @hotmail.com.
F as in Frank?
S as in
it's
Sam.
Sally. Okay.
Okay. So KONJOU _ S as in Sam,
Okay.
A as in Andy, N as in nerd @hotmail.com.
Okay.
And the finals for the VF5 tournament is November 4th. So around that time, or just check the front page of VirtuaFighter.com as the information comes in. We post it up. Head to IRC. Usually the stream link is the topic once you enter. Start it up in Media Player and just have some fun.
By the way, I had a message from somebody. This is Winback from Virginia. I played Flash Yuki a few times, and he's very, very good. I would have played him in the top 8 at V-3, but had to leave early. He's a great guy and has come to Virginia a couple of times to support the scene. So that's what someone said about Flash Yuki there.
Yep, Flash is cool. I met him when I went to that tournament. He's a really cool guy, man. And he's a b-boy. You know, he can dance, so that makes him cool right there. But he's a cool dude, man. Hopefully he can make it up to New York sometime. That'd be cool.
Where's this tournament being held, by the way?
Which one? The one in New York?
Oh, is it the one that happened on November the 4th?
Oh, the one on November 4th. This is a Japanese tournament, so that's why we're hoping that Sega will do a live stream like they have for the last 2 or 3.
Okay.
And then, you know, you just watch it in the comfort of your own home, you know, whether it's you're watching it on your computer or if your computer can stream to your projector like mine can, then you just lay in bed and, you know, enjoy it on the big screen. So
nice.
I mean, yeah, that's what it's all about. But like I said, November 17th in New York City, we're doing kind of like a all-weekend thing where we're going to hold like a FD tournament. We're probably going to hold a EVO tournament. We're just going to play VF for like 3 days straight. So if anybody got free time off around that time, you know, come down to New York City, man. You know, we'll try to accommodate, you know, whoever we can or in any way that we can. But, you know, come learn the game. That's all I can tell you. Take advantage of the resources that's there, you know.
By the way, we got a message from Gray Fox from the Soul Calibur community. He says he'll talk to J-Time at Halloween time to see about possibly bringing that back to the North Carolina, Virginia tournament scene.
Okay.
By the way, if it is being streamed, this tournament, this finals tournament, would that be on? Would the link be on VirtuaFighter.com? Will they provide
the link would probably be on VirtuaFighter.com. I don't know if Mike will put it on the front page.
Oh,
it may be like in one of the threads or something. But like I said, almost everybody who's a gamer uses IRC at one point. Just go to VF #VF home. It's on the EFNet server, and as soon as you enter, that's going to be the topic. It's going to be that URL for the live stream.
How about this? How about that day I have you back on the radio station?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so then that way I can just call attention to it. We've got a lot of people listening tonight. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and book. Yeah, just going to go ahead and book it for November the 4th. So we'll go ahead and do it that way, and we'll be able to have that done for you. Yeah,
and tell Gray Fox I'm sorry that I probably won't be able to come to that tournament even if he puts it back on because I'm going to be in Nebraska during that weekend. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love my Nebraska people, so it's been a while since I've seen them, and I'm already booked for a flight, so gotta go. Gotta go.
I hear you. Well, hey, man, first of all, man, you've been one of the coolest guests I've had ever on the show. I mean,
man, that's just me, though. I mean, anybody that knows me is just, not to pat myself on the back, but that's just me, man. I just try to be cool with everybody. I try to make myself available to help anybody. Anybody that knows me knows, whatever the situation is, just ask me. If I can help, I'm going to help, I mean, I don't want the gaming community to die. I mean, I'm not young, I'm not 17. I'm not young. I've been around for a while. I've been playing games since I was 8 years old, man. Since the moment I got off the plane coming to the United States for the first time in 1981, I mean, I'm not even from the U.S., so I've been playing games for a long time, man.
Well, where are you from?
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
If anybody knows where that is. It's in the West Indies.
We're Americans. We don't know how to point out Canada on a damn map.
Yeah, but I don't got an accent or nothing. But you stick me in front of my mom, I can talk that shit. But I ain't got an accent or nothing. But so I've been playing for a long time. So anybody needs help, like I said, send me an email. I can't guarantee I'll answer, the moment you send it, but I will answer and I'll try to help you, in any way possible.
Nice. All right, well, hey, man.
It was fun, bro. It was fun. So I'm going to give somebody else a shot. I just want to say, thank you for having me,
No problem, man. By the way, like I said, you've been very cool. You're invited back on the show whenever you want to, even before. I'm just going to make sure to pencil you in on November the 4th because I want to talk to you that day. So,
that's cool.
But anytime you want to call in, give some tips, give us some information about a tournament that's going to be happening, anything pertaining to Virtua Fighter or whatever, just let us know. Just let me know.
That's cool. Well, I'm like I told my homeboy, I'm gonna try to listen to the show as much as I can from now on because I didn't even know it existed until tonight. So
yeah, I posted on VirtuaFighter.com actually.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've been so busy with just work, and
okay.
I haven't even really been on the site too often, and even on IRC I haven't really been on. But my time's gonna start freeing up here, pretty soon, on the weekends and things. So. I'll try to make time to listen, at least on the weekend, see what's going on. And now that you told me Valle wants to play VF5, I'm interested. And I heard he's been on the show a couple of times, so I have to catch him and try and rap with him.
All right.
He probably won't remember me right away, but I'm the guy on from Nebraska from way back who was saying Rain Tim's on him. He'll probably remember me once he hears that. So.
Cool, man. Well, hey, man, thanks.
I remember Rain Tim's on him. I even remember that shit. That's back when I got into gaming.
Yeah, that's when he was playing my boy Dirty, man, and he was beating him down, but Dirty was using Alex, and I was trying to, tell him to use the Alex's cross-up trap when he just keeps stomping you. So I was like, Rain Tim's on him, and then later on, I saw Valle and Choi and those guys at the restaurant. I walk in, and they were kind of acting out the whole stomping thing. It was real funny, man. So they're cool people, man, real cool people. But let me get going, guys. It's late.
Yeah, me too.
Gotta be up in 3 hours.
Gotta be up in 7.
Yeah. But it was cool, man. I really appreciate y'all having me, so I definitely will, try and call back again.
Cool.
And,
cool.
Like I said, anybody needs some help, go to VirtuaFighter.com or get a hold of me, man. We'll work something out.
Nice.
All
right, man. Well, thanks a lot for coming on.
Enjoy the rest of y'all night, and I'll talk to you guys soon, bro.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.
Virtua Fighter is the shit.
Okay. Thanks a lot, computer. All right. That was Rodney, Virtua Fighter player from New York. One of the best interviews I've done in a while. Fortunately, this was all recorded for those of you who were just wondering. It is all recorded, and it will be available for download. And we have come to the end of the show. I have to get up in tomorrow morning, so unfortunately I can't do the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock thing anymore. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This has been a great night. Got some cool people on here. If you have any suggestions, post on my forum, which is forum.streetfighteralpha.net, or you can just type in AlphaISM.com and just click on the forum link. Your suggestions will be, I do read your suggestions, and if they're not impossible or impractical to implement, I'll do it. I really am big on, filling out what's good for the radio. And I do want to end on something that I stated earlier a few nights ago. I'm not doing this radio show for corporate sponsorship, nor am I doing it to make money. As you have noticed, I have never solicited any donations for the radio station because
that's right, haters.
If I can't afford the radio station to be up, then guess what? It doesn't be up.
Yeah, pirate radio station, niggas. This is the new Jack City.
All right, so from me, from Ski Sonic, from Sue Mighty, Alex Valle, we all wish you all a good night. I'll see you back here.
He held y'all down 2 evils. Damn, where's the love?
I'll see you guys. Keep track. I don't know if the show is going to be on tomorrow night. We'll see. Play it by ear. Just watch on the schedule on SRK or on my forum. All right, peace.